It took everything in me not to just turn around and close out DaVinci Resolve instead of actually like getting into making this. So big points on doing it. Things messy. Well, I had a whole way to start this off, and I just got really nervous in the midst of it. But do it messy. Do it messy. So, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the break room. I'm your host, Lore, and this is the actual first little video journal that I wanted to make on this channel because I got a random burst of inspiration while I was just outside and just, rolling around on my bike, enjoying the summer, just the freedom of being able to just be anywhere I wanted to be at. And it just hit me that I never really sat down and asked myself what was the reason that I decided to start this channel. And I knew in some ways what it was, but it just felt like I was skating around the issue. So I actually want to take the time to just sit with myself and consider it. So first and foremost, this channel was just supposed to be a video journal to myself. It's so easy to get distracted in life and to lose really any sort of focus or focal point, and just to go through a routine and feel as though you're sort of just going through the motions. Like there's some bursts of happiness, there's some bursts of joy, there's little things that keep you going, but overall it was like, at least for me, I just looked up and realized that so much time had went by and I couldn't really even remember the things that I did yesterday or like the good parts or anything. And at some point I woke up one day and realized I couldn't really remember the good parts of just like childhood memories or other things that just slipped through my fingers like sand. I didn't really know what to do with it, and I didn't know how to feel about it, and then I was definitely afraid of just forgetting who I am, forgetting the things that I loved and all the lessons that I was learning as I was starting to really come into my own and understand myself. And it made me realize that's something else that other people could relate to. Just the messiness of living, the fear of losing yourself by melding with all these different people, the concern of just how time flies and how quickly the days and the seasons and everything turns, and I just sat with myself for a second and just thought, wow, that's actually really profound. Because one thing that I remember most when I was a kid is that I had a dream. Had to quote that Martin Luther King. I had a dream about making everyone in the world happy with my words, with the general aura that I had, just wanting to spread happiness and joy everywhere, And it was something that I repeated constantly to anybody I could think of, teachers, my peers, just anybody I could think of. It was like, if you asked me what my dream was, that was it. And then I got older and realized that the cost of trying to make everybody happy meant that I probably wouldn't be. And that was something that I thought at the time that I could pay. Like, I had the world in my hand, time really didn't really matter to me. But then I realized that sometimes that feeling isn't reciprocated. I didn't know at the time, but not everyone in the world thinks of everyone else. Empathy is not universal. And at some point I started expecting myself in other people. Then when I got older and I was kind of considered the weird kid because I was into like anime, manga, video games, books, a lot of different things, and I was kind of set apart from my peers, I tried to sort of cut away the things about me that were odd. I tried to make myself palatable, and in doing that I emptied myself out of everything that actually was. I remember that dream that I had as a kid, partially because I repeated it so often so it stayed stuck in my mind, but aside from that I couldn't really tell you many things from my childhood that I remember aside from the negative. And when I got to be older, I realized that that's not a great thing. It's not great that I can only look back on my life and think about all the negative things that affected me. it's not great that the few good memories that I have are just little, there's an analogy for it, but I guess like just little ripples. They're not made into waves. I didn't celebrate the good, I just glorified the bad, because that is what I felt made me. And it didn't. I realized today that there was so much kindness, so much love, so much willingness to really like reach out and give that comfort and that care and affection, that empathy, that sympathy to the child that I once was. And there was people willing to reciprocate that love that I was giving without even knowing that, you know, it could be given in return, you know. And I don't know really where I'm going with this. I feel like I'll have a better understanding of it later, but when I realized that and I recognized that going forward, I want to live life with more intention. I want to be more present with myself. I want to be more present with other people. I decided, all right, so the first little entry I'll put in here is just me talking candidly, not only to you, but also, you know, to the you that, or the me that's gonna be watching this later on. I'm sorry that we don't really have many good memories in the past. And what little we do remember is just either recycled or we're not really even sure if it actually happened. But going forward, as we continue down this road through life, I want to be able to celebrate everything that you have. I want to feel like I'm part of you, even when you move past where I am currently. When I become your past and you become my present, I want us to still be able to hold hands and remember that there was good in everything that happened. I was good when you were me. You don't have to regret being me. You don't have to regret the decisions that I made. You just have to continue being you. And as you continue to go forward, keep that little kid that wanted to spread peace and joy to everyone. Maybe they won't want it. Maybe there's better uses of your time. Maybe someone else could benefit from it. There's a lot of maybes, but if it's in you to continue trying to reach out to other people, if that's something that you want to do, if that's the community that you want to build, I say you just keep on doing it, you know? Even if there's no one that watches this, even if there's no one that really wants to hear what you have to say, I think that it's beautiful in itself that you even tried. There's a lot of people who just won't try nowadays. So definitely keep that heart alive. Reach out to someone. Even if it's just saying hi or checking in to see how they're doing. No matter what it is, just extend your hand. That was one of the parts that I really found the best about you. The best about you when you were a kid. The best about you when you were a teenager. There was still that kindness. Even if it felt like the world was trying to take it from you. Even if it felt like you abandoning it would have protected you. I'm glad that you still held on to it regardless. Because if not, I wouldn't be me. So, if that resonates with you, whether it's the me that's listening to this or the person who comes across this video, I hope that you continue to just be you. And, you know, if you want to ever take a break from life, if you just want a moment to lay down your burdens and just to be your most authentic self, if you want to come somewhere where you feel like that will be welcomed, you're always welcome here. I'm Laura, and this is The Break Room. And I'll see you next time. Peace.